My people, my people, my people, my people, my people. This is St. Vincent the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son that there is puro machismo. I am coming here to you now to talk to you about some very important thing. Let me say good morning to all the people of St. Vincent the Grenadines and the Caribbean. Whether you are in St. Vincent and the Grenadines or whether you are somewhere else in the diaspora, right? This is St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son that there is puro machismo. My name is Alan Palmer, and I am coming to you to discuss some pertinent things as it relates to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Well, people, if you have been living under a rock, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is still in the middle of an active volcanic eruption. Many people across the world, St. Lucians, Grenadians, Barbadians, Trinidadians, North Americans, Canadians, people in the United Kingdom, in France, in Germany, are trying their best to see how best they can alleviate the stresses of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines during this serious and trying times. People, St. Vincent and the Grenadines have to go through a pandemic like the entire world. We had an outbreak of dengue fever, and now we are going through a volcanic eruption. So it's a triple whammy. And in the next month, you know what's going to happen? It's going to be the hurricane season. So now it will be a quadruple, 4 whammies coming to us at one time. But guess what? Our people are strong. Our people are resilient. Our people are accustomed to deal with difficulties and difficult circumstances. So even though this is 3 or 4 in the next month, adversity that we have to deal with, I am confident that our people will be able to make it through, and we will come out much better than we were on the other side. So if you're going to hang out with me for the next couple of minutes, I would ask you, as usual, to share this video. Let me know that you share it, and let me know where you are watching this live from. Let me know that you share it. Let me know where you're watching this live from so I can big you up. Right? We have a lot of important things we have to talk about today. A lot of important things we must speak about today. Things that need to be addressed, right? We heard that the Prime Minister, he's now retracting, but his retraction don't make sense. He's trying to put pressure on the people of St. Vincent and Grenadines, because that is all they are good at, right? Putting pressure on the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And his retraction does not make much sense. No sense whatsoever. First, he declared that they are going to be confiscating and banning tin products that comes in from overseas, and then he make a retraction. So all we're going to deal with now is his retraction, and I'm going to show you how foolish the retraction is in comparison to what he first said, right? I am sorry that I'm a little late. Okay, my niece Odessa, World Boss Odessa, have just shared, and I thank you very much for sharing. And you are in Trinidad and Tobago, our sister island of Trinidad and Tobago. Daryl R. Kid, the 4 elements on our back. You're right. Fire, wind, water, and the earth. But Daryl, the elements, we are going to make it through. The Most High make us resilient. Anybody else going to share this video? Let us share this video. Let us share this video. I think some of the statement that Ralph Gonsalves has made, right, in this thing, he's trying to call me out. He want me to react. Karina Dane, good afternoon. Where are you watching from, my dear Miss Dane? Deborah Bayer, Miss Palmer, don't forget to share this video, Deborah. Miss Odean, please share this video. Let us get a nice big audience here today so we can discuss this thing. Jason, Jason Pierre have shared. Jason Pierre, where are you viewing us from? Tell me, my brother. Tell me, let me know. Corinne Odean is in Brooklyn. Elton James is in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. My good friend, Mr. James, we are always talking on the phone. He's a man with a lot of good ideas. So we always go back and forth, you know. He's a good man. He has his best interest of the people. My sweetheart, Deborah Byam, is currently viewing this from the United Kingdom. People, remember, even though you tell me over and over, tell me again so I can mention it. Sometimes I don't remember, and sometimes there are new people. So even if I forget, they would see it, right? So my sweetheart Deborah Byam is in the UK. Anyone else share this video? Share this video and let me know that you shared. And let us get on with the business at hand. The Prime Minister had declared that he's going to ban tin stuff from coming in, right? And Mr. Jason Pierre, he is originally from SVG, but he's currently residing in the United Kingdom, in England. That's nice. That's nice, man. Nice to have you, my brother. I don't know if I ever seen you before, or probably you're in the background, but you have shown up yourself today. I am happy to have you, Mr. Pierre. I don't know if I know you, but I know a lot of Pierres from SVG. Right? Colleen Pierres and all these people. Maureen Pierre from Sandy Bay, and Colleen Pierre and the Pierre family from Rose Place, Kingston. I know a lot of Pierres in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I guess you probably are associated with them. Diana Springer has shared. Diana is a champion of mine. She is one of the soldiers, along with Deborah Byam and some others who we're going into battle together. For St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we're going to take it over. We're going to run it right. We're going to do things the way it's supposed to be done. My people, now, we have 22 people here, right? I'm going to take 30 more seconds for you all to share. 21 people now. I'm going to take 20 more seconds for you all to share this video. Let me know when you share it and where you're sharing it from. And then I'm going to start this business. Let us count down. Now, yes, I was saying, right? I think Ralph Gonsalves, his minions here, knew I've been doing some research, right? And my research bring up something and they want to know. So they are trying to close down this page, this Facebook page. That is why I no longer do my to close on this Facebook page. So they are hoping that I would attack Ralph Gonsalves with the information that I have discovered as it relates to they call it study of. But no, I know better than that, right? That is not the issue right now. The issue is what he says, and let me unfold what he says to you. Now, this is what Ralph Gonsalves said. He said he's banning the tin stuff from coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right? And when people start crying out, he tried to retract. In his retraction, this is what he says, right? Veterinary Division, Animal Health in St. Vincent and the Grenadines required it put in the law, right? In the law where the items originate, where they manufactured. Look at the expiry date. This is basically what he says, you know. If anything suspicious, they may have to be tested or be able to trace any consumption which create difficulties, right? This is what he's saying. This is what he's saying, right? In order to retract. So he's saying, I really gonna ban them. But this is what he says in a nutshell. This does not make sense, right? This does not make sense. Let me tell you why it does not make sense, and I'll bring the science, and I'll bring the other proof to show you what this man is saying don't make sense. And don't worry, you all know one of the reasons why you listen to me. It's like Badge Carenza, you know that. One of the reasons why you just listen to me is because I am able to break down and simplify complex things and make it easy for everybody to understand, right? So whatever I'm going to say, I'm going to break it scientific terms. By the time I'm finished, you'll be able to explain to your friends what I was speaking about today, right? Now, first thing, the veterinary division, animal health. The first thing, the veterinary division is a division that is concerned with animal health. Animal health. Not human health, but animal health. The veterinary division, right, will make policies and implement program as it relates to the health of animals, especially domesticated animals, cats, dogs, sheep, goats, cows, and so forth. So when you have a veterinary surgeon, that is what he operates on. Animals, lower animals, right? Not human. So the veterinary division is not supposed to be making decisions that is going to have a great impact on what the members of our society consumes, right? Simple facts. Remember, he have a chief medical officer, he have district medical officer, and he have other medical officers in the Ministry of Health who will be responsible for looking into issues that affect human health. The veterinary division will only sit on these boards. They sit on these boards, right? But their purpose is there because there are cases. Grace Fernandez have shared. Nice, Grace. Thank you very much from Canada. There are cases when, like in the swine flu, where a virus is able to leave a domesticated animal and hop over into human. So therefore, the vet would have been dealing with these viruses. So you might need to include the vet in certain things where this is concerned. But where you're making decisions as it relates to human health and human consumption, this is not the Department of Veterinary Affairs. This does not have anything to do with veterinary practice. Veterinary practice is a practice where a person go to school to learn how to care for dumb or lower animals. That is all it is. Nothing else, right? Nothing else. So when he says he is following the instructions of the veterinary division, it don't make no sense whatsoever. Because the veterinary decision should be concerned about the chicken food that is being imported. If there is bacteria in those foods that go into our soil and cause a problem for soil, or can later hang out there for people walking by. The veterinary division should be concerned about animal food and animal health, not what human consumes, right? So, first flaw. The next thing he says, right? And we will go through this piece by piece, and we'll see if this guy is senile or if he's just sick in the head. Let me tell you something with what happens here in California, right? The white people here, they always find a reason for inconvenience minority, right? They always try to find a reason how they can inconvenience minority, or to make them upset, or to make them to get them enraged, right? Because it gave them an orgasm. So this is what he is doing. He's finding ways to get Vincent upset and enraged and complain and discomfort. That is what they does all over the world, right? So sometimes, yeah, for example, you can't go shoot nobody. Because if you shoot some people, you're going to have a right in your hand, right? So you can't go tell the police go shoot on this, right? So this is what he's trying to do. He's trying to disturb the peace of the Vincentian community. Now, first thing they want to find out where this product originates. Let me tell you something, right? We don't have any standard bureau in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We don't have any standard bureau in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So the origin of products and the manufacturing of products is not a big concern. Our standards are based on the Canadian standards. It is based on the European standards. Our standards are based on the American standards. Our standards are even based on the Chinese standards, because a lot of the things that the Chinese manufacture that are imported into St. Vincent are not allowed into America, Canada, or Europe, because a lot of these products are lead-based products, and these other countries don't allow lead-based products to come into their country because of lead poisoning, especially as it relates to children. So we see we don't have a standard bureau where we are concerned about these things. Canada accept, we accept. Anything Europe accept, we accept. If Trinidad accept it, we accept it too, right? Because Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados has more. They don't have a standard bureau per se, but they have more of a standards as to what is imported into their country, right? So this is foolishness. This is foolishness. If anything suspicious, they would have to be tested. If anything suspicious, they would have to be tested. First thing, let me go through this, right? Let us deal with this one. Testing of a product. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we don't have the resources to test any product. We don't have the technology. We don't have the equipment. We don't have the facility, and our people don't have the training to test products, right? So it's not that you can take up a product and test it and say, okay, this having salmonella and this having this. They don't have the resources. All they do in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the laboratories are screening. They don't test, they screen. What is the difference? A testing is where you get a raw sample, go into a lab, you isolate whatever pathogen, right? You identify, you detect something abnormal, you isolate it, you identify it, and then you can study it. We don't do that. All we do is screening. For example, COVID-19 is not testing, it's screening. There's a difference between screening and testing. Testing is where, as I just said, you take a raw material, you go into the lab, right? You have all your chemicals, you have all your equipment and so forth, and you put it under a microscope, you go in, you recognize what should be there and what should not be there. Those things that should not be there, you detect what should not be there, then you have to isolate it. When you isolate it, you need chemicals and tools to isolate these microscopic things. And then you identify it. And when you identify it, you have to now code it. Because, okay, there's a bacteria, but what kind of bacteria it is? There's a virus, what kind of virus it is? What family it come from? There are millions of viruses with millions of families. You understand? So we don't do testing, or we do screening, where some people in North America do all the testing. They come up with a simple way where they can put a dye or something like that, and you put some saliva or some blood in it, And if there is a presence of a particular bacteria, it turns green. So you know, okay, this bacteria is there. Right? That is what he calls screening. So when he talk about testing, we don't have the facility to test. We don't have the equipment to test. We don't have the training to test, to do tests. Right? And we do not have the technology to do these tests that he's talking about. So now he's retracting, right? He is retracting because there's a difference between screening and testing. And if you are a prime minister and you want to do the job, because you want a front dinner, you want to do the job of the chief medical officer who would have an understanding what is the difference between screening and testing, and you want to be in the front of everything, you'd have to take the licks when you get it, because you don't know what you're talking about, right? Now, you have to take his licks. If they are going to be testing, how are they going to determine what product to be tested? Huh? Have they increased the staff at the customs? Because remember, he said he's not confiscating anything, you know, right? You have to follow some documents. Have he employed people to review these documents in a timely manner so that you can leave the port authority with the products that came in after these screeners have already reviewed paperwork and say, okay, there is nothing here? They didn't hire anyone else. So the only how they can do this kind of screening that you're talking about is by confiscating people's property and stocking it up, right? And they're not going to test anything, and you're not going to get back those property that they take from you. And you have to come to the terms with this. You are not going to get it back. Once they take it, you are not going to get it back. Because how are you going to identify, okay, you take 5 tins of beef from me, 5 tins of corned beef, or 5 tins of Vienna sausage. How are they going to say, okay, which 5 is yours? Which 5 is yours? All those 5 were tests. You were suspicious. So if you, why are you going to waste these resources? Because after you test them, it's not to say that the people can use them after. They can't use them. So why, if you're going to open a product to test it to see if it have a salmonella, you don't have the equipment for that. You don't have the resources for that. Right? If you're going to test it to see if it has salmonella, you don't have the, as soon as you open it, it cannot be used again. Why are you testing it? First thing, there is no outbreak of salmonella as it relates to any product in any part of the world. There is no recall of any product that you are trying to confiscate in any part of the world. Let me tell you something, right? Anytime there is a threat to human life in consuming any product, there is always an international alert. Even if it happened in Trinidad, they would have an international alert, because the Trinidadians are obligated to inform the FDA of an outbreak of anything, so that they can use their resources to ensure that they block it from coming to the American territories, right? They normally inform the Canadian authorities, and they normally inform the British authority. So it's a system where information are shared. Good morning.
Hey, how you doing there?
I'm doing well. So it's a system where information is shared. So it's a system where information is shared. And this is to ensure that the international food supply does not become contaminated and people does not become sick on a large scale in different countries, right? So there is no salmonella or whatever outbreak in any country. That is reason for concern. So what are the reasons the Prime Minister is going to give that he is now concerned to the extent where he's going to be taking away people's property, wasting needed funds to do testing, right? And other things with people's property when there is none. There's no need for it. Right? Let me tell you what his whole aim is. Do you remember a few weeks ago I brought to your attention there was this trust that was set up by the St. Vincent Consulate to the United Kingdom, the UK SVG Friendship Trust. They collect up to date almost $1 million plus EC dollars, which is equivalent to 200 and the last time I checked it was 224,000 pounds. So I guess it probably near to $1 million EC dollars by now, right? And so far they have reported to their donors they have distributed 300 love boxes. These love boxes had less than $50 worth of product in it, but we run it out to $50. So we say up to this date, they have spent over $12,000 in service to the Grenadines. Now, Ralph Gonsalves have take credit for that. The Ralph Gonsalves government say it is love boxes. The British people says it is care packages. So now we have, what we have here. 2 sets of accounting, 1 set of packages. 2 sets of accounting, 1 set of packages. Government is claiming that this is their money. The United Nations SVG Friendship Trust is claiming that this is their money. So now we have 2 sets of package, 1 set of packages, 2 owners, 2 different accounting. So far, according to the records, $24,000 have spent in service in the Grenadines, right? But guess what? It is only $12,000. This is how they're going to do it. So what Ralph Gonsalves is trying to do, he's trying to get all of these products that he's going to confiscate. He's going to take away from your barrels, from your boxes, from your parcels, from your containers that are coming in to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for your families and from donor countries and agencies that are sending product for Vincentians. They're going to take them out, put them aside. They're going to pack them in box. They're going to pack them in box and share them out as love packages. Now, they are going to put a price on these packages. And they are going to give the British people and say that we also shared out X amount of care packages. So now, what we're seeing here, they are taking your products, putting it in their accounts, giving it out as charity, and they're multiplying their accounting for the monies that the British government sent into St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right? These same 300 care boxes is now going to multiply by 3. So it's 300 care boxes that was given out. I don't know if it's that much, but that's what they say, right? The government is taking claim for that. So it's going to go in the St. Vincent budget. The United Nations SVG Friendship Trust is going to take care of that. So that is going to be deducted from the monies, over $1 million that they collected. The same thing is going to go to the British government. So now the British government will be accounted for at least $12,000 of their money that was spent. But up to now, there is only 1 set of spending done. So what they're going to do, they're going to be multiplying all of these things to meet for the British, the same accounting. The French, the same accounting. The American, the same accounting. The United Nations, the same accounting. So here we see, they will spend $12,000 and multiply that $12,000 by 10. And now monies are being accounted for, but monies had not been spent on the people who need it. That is what they are doing. They are going to use those tin stuff. They're going to steal them. They're going to put them in packages. They're going to distribute them. They're going to take pictures. And they're going to multiply these things, send the same pictures to different organizations, different donor countries who have sent aid to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As this is your money spent. So at the end of the day, just one set of money will be spent. And they're going to multiply that. At the end of the day, the international world will know that 10 million US dollars was spent in St. Vincent when only 500,000 would have been spent. You understand? And that is what they're aiming to do. So now your products that you're sending for your family, your products that you're sending to the evacuation center, your products that you want to aid the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines who are in distress are now going as a political bribe to get the credit for it. And then they're going to multiply that and send the accounts around the world. So we think that all this money was spent. The money is not being spent. The money is not being spent on who the money is supposed to be spent on. You understand? For example, I tell my British friends, hold the United Kingdom SVG Trust, Friendship Trust accountable. Let them give you all good accounts. Just don't give them the money like that. Because they are a part of the scheme. They are a part of the scheme to help Rev Gonzalez steal these monies. Right? I don't know if this is the money they're going to use to buy the property so that Storm could have his big housing investment. Who knows where it's going to? Who knows where these monies are going to? Who knows where these monies are in the middle of a pandemic? In the middle when governments and business have slowed down investment because the environment is not conducive for investment. Where international companies have been retrenched, cutting back workers and cutting back the volume of business they try to do overseas and in the international market. Ralph Gonzalez's son, Storm, is managed to accumulate resources and finances and investors to get involved in a multi-million dollars project in Beckway. How is this possible? Huh? These people are genius. They are something. Where is he going to get the money from for these investments? People, this is where you're going to get this money from. All this money coming in from overseas. What they're going to do? They're going to spend a little, take pictures, duplicate the accounts, multiply the accounts by 20, inflate the things. For example, they tell the British people that we give away 300k package. There's no evidence of that because there's no oversight. You understand? Could be 50, but there's no evidence. And they say this care package had at least $50 worth of thing. As a matter of fact, they didn't put the price because they are hoping that the people think that their money over $1 million is only sufficient to distribute free ULPC love boxes. The United Nation, the United Kingdom Friendship Trust say care packages. I don't know what it is, right? So this is what we have to ask. where, who is going to be accountable for all these things that the people take in? Where you going to say, oh, since nobody coming to claim them, let me give them out? These are the things that we have to come to grip with. The manner in which things are done in our country are so haphazard and unorthodox that it leave a lot to be desired. Let me see what I see. Karen's my niece is saying. Yes. Karen's saying a box it was well cut up. That's not right. Margo King. His head needs checking because any normal person will not be doing anything like this now. Send him home, Vincentian. You will do. Margo, you're right. No normal person will ever behave like this. This is crazy people behavior. He wants to do everybody's job. He's the commissioner of police. One moment. He is the minister of national security. He is the CMO. He is the speaker of the house. I know the word Kerenza. He is acting like the judge, jury, and executioner. Yes, that's the way he's behaving. That's the way he's behaving. He wants to do everybody's job. He don't have the expertise. He don't have the intellect to fill in if he is needed. And that is a different thing, right? Okay. Anybody have anything else they want to say? Nice. So yeah, people. So this is where we at this stage of the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Fiona Gwinnett, my friend. Well, the people to stand up and speak out when that is done. Yeah, but you see, when the people have no voice, yeah, it's going into his family trust. Because this is what I just mentioned there, right? For example, in this pandemic season, where international country has cut back on their investment, has cut back on the way they do business, have retrenched workers and all these kind of things, his son is now coming up. So he's going to do multi-million dollars private investment and real estate investment. Right? The man don't have assets for credential. He don't have assets for collateral. He don't have a history of successful business so that he can be entrusted with monies. He don't even have a credit history where big multi-million dollars loans are concerned. His father is not eligible to back any loan for him because father has no collaterals. His father is the senior public and civil servant of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He has a fixed salary. So it's not to say he's another businessman who have investment that would be able to cover. So the question we must ask is, who is going to back the loan for his son? You understand? I have a sneaking suspicion that all of these things, what they're trying to do, they're trying to duplicate the records and send the same projects to England, to the United Nations, to the Americans, to anybody who give us money and is expecting accountability. Because I tell you, the Grenadian government is saying they're going to give St. Vincent and the Grenadines $1 million. I am sure the Grenadian people is going to demand some form of accountability. So what he's going to do, he's going to duplicate the records, the same old records, and send them to Grenada. But where's the money going? That is the question. That is the question. Nobody knows. So currency sent 3 boxes and they were open. That's not good. Why are they opening people's property in their absence? Why are they opening people's property in their absence? Next thing you hear, somebody go to the customs, get a box, and they say the box having drugs. Because it might be a person who they don't like, a person from the other party, and now they're trying to frame and say that he importing drugs. You understand? Margot King is saying Alan, they're taking out all of the food from the people, saying they expire. How are they going to test them? Is it by filling their guts? That is what they're going to do. You understand? Let me tell you something. Margaret, they can't say canned food expire. Because canned food no longer have expiry date. All these food have is best used by date. Right? Means that if you go to get the best quality of this product, it is best if you use it by this date. They stop put expiry date and thing. You understand? Because what they have realized is that when they put expiry date on product, it affects their profit margin because these products are good. People can still use them. But they will not get the quality if they use them by a particular date. Right? That is why they have the best use by date instead of expiry date. Right? So, when we see these guys holding up things and say they are doing expired product and expired product, don't bother with these people. Some of these people brought these products from their homes. Right? They bring them product from their homes and switch them out. They're lying on the people. Because, for example, most stores where these products come from don't offer their products. Let me tell you what I know here in the United States. When a product is about to expire, like 6 months before, those products gone on the sale item rack, right? They gone on the sale item rack. They have 6 months to go, but they are now sold at a fraction of the price. You understand? So even though they go in the store and they buy those products on the sale rack, they still have 6 months. The only how these products are expired is when you buy too much of one thing and you don't use them. Right? You forget you have it there and you go back and you see something, you throw them in a barrel. It's not that you're selling because you don't go and check the date. You know you buy them on sale. You don't just check the date. All you know they're selling them on sale and they normally don't sell expired product. Product that has passed the best use by date are normally damped early. Right? When you see they have these sales in the supermarkets, it is because these products that are being 6 months to go before they reach their best use by date. You understand? So don't bother with these people. When they take your stuff and replace their old stuff, they want to say that Vincent, no. Let me tell you something. Our people, we are not rich in Canada. We are not rich in America. We are not rich in Europe. We are not rich in Barbados. But when we're going to do something, we just try we put our best foot forward. And that is the whole truth. Gwyneth Fiona, exactly the same thing. I was wondering how to test all of them. This is wickedness. They test before the grocery store, put this. Of course, they're tested. And for one of the things we must always remember that there is no outbreak of any bad product. There's no mad cow disease. There's no salmonella outbreak. There's no outbreak of anything. So there's no cause or reason for concerns that the government should be stepping up a kind of screening process. They don't have manpower to do the screening process. So this is just a simple way of stealing the people's hard-earned product and putting it in love box for political gain. Michelle is checking in from Barbados. Nice to have you, Michelle. Osborne Joseph have just shared. Thank you, Osborne. School children say they're putting them, that's what I'm saying. They're putting them in the love box. That is what they're doing. They're accumulating a lot so they can put in love box. But when you see, hey, when they take a product, put your initials on the bottom of it. Get them work to do. When you go, if you have product coming in to St. Vincent and Grenadines, right? And have tin stuff, walk with a Sharpie. Walk with a Sharpie and put your initials at the bottom on all of them. So when they put them in the love box, they must know that they're eating thing that Margo sent. You understand? These people are something else. These people are so thief. Michelle, you have shared. Wonderful, my sweetheart. Yes. Osborne Jessica shared. Alan, I now get the forecast. They found traces of gold in the volcanic. That's good for our people, but guess what? That means you can't get Ralph. If that is true, you'll never get Ralph Gonsalves from there. Not even death. His ghost will hover over St. Vincent and the Grenadines because he greedy. My God. Oh Lord. Yeah, the truth go hurt them. Let the truth hurt them, man. Let the truth hurt them. I don't know. Jab. I don't know if that's how you pronounce the name. Yes, put your names on the bottom of the cans. Put your names on the bottom of the cans. Right? So when they're eating, they must know that they're eating things that come from Tanya Christopher. Right? From Christopher. Put something on the cans. Give them something, give them work to do. Let it go get thing to scrape off all of them Sharpie writing. These people are so disgusting and dishonest. Huh? How can you? Well, I know how they can, so let me don't ask that. These people are so disgusting and dishonest, and you know what? A lot of you just ask me how they sleep. They sleep very well. They sleep comfortable in their beds, right? Because that is what they are put on the earth to do, to oppress the poor and to continue to keep the poor poor. So people, remember, go back and look for my video when I did what I did with the UK SPG Friendship Trust. Watch that video. Try your best to hold him accountable, right? All you need to start to call Dr. Friday. Oh, it is JBR. It's his initials. Okay. Nice JBR. All right, my brother. Right? All you need to start to call Dr. Friday. Get Dr. Friday work for you. You understand? Dr. Friday, right when? Did he find out where Storm is going to build this housing scheme in Beckway? Whose land he's going to use? Did he find out what are the methods of acquiring the land Ralph Gonsalves and his son is using against these people? Huh? All you need to call up Leacock. My papers are blowing away, people. All I need to call up Leacock, right? Public servant and SPG getting love box? I never know that. So Christopher, Gunny says she's using permanent marker. Gunny Christopher, you gonna get them trouble now, you gonna get them headache. Oh Lord of mercy. Tanya Gunny Christopher says she's using permanent marker, she's marking, she's beefing them. She's identifying them. Right? Odessa World Boss is a good idea. Yeah, Marco, the man is going on putting his dirty hands in the people's food in the shelter. And he's such a disgusting guy. He make me shove and wanna puke. He's a disgusting fella. You understand? If you're going to the shelter, take a plate like everybody else now. Sit like everybody else. Do decency. And when you go into the shelter, don't, as a prime minister, don't go to tubing empty hand, you go and visit. Right? Walk with something for the people. Walk with something for the people. Charity begins at home. You understand? You're getting all of these money from marijuana, from all kind of thing, with investment that you shouldn't be in, that you're making money from. You know you're breaking the law by collecting money from the investors in Canawan. You're breaking the law. Spend some of that money. Walk with things to the shelter where they go. You can afford to spend at least $100 and walk with how much? $1,800? 18 shelters? Spend $100 a thing and take $100 to each shelter you go visit. But don't go there go say you're eating out the people food. Huh? When you go there, if you eat some food now, you are justified because you brought food when it came so that everybody could get. Nobody going with this big wag of belly and just putting his dirty hands in the people's food. There are plates, there are cutleries. If you want to ensure that the quality of food is not your job, but you know, as Karen just say, you are everything. You're commissioner, you're CMO, you're chief medical officer, you're DDP, everything. So if you're the chief food taster, ask them for a plate, ask them for a saucer, ask them for a fork, and taste the food. Don't put your hands in the dirty hands in the people's food like that. Come on, man. I thought better of you. Your mother didn't train you. The CW Prescott was giving people sour food yesterday. They cooked the food 3 days ago. Oh, that is not good. So instead of Ralph going to test this beef, he should be putting facilities in place to ensure that these people who are housed in the evacuation center get good, wholesome food. Right? Go by Singer. Beg Singer for some stoves for the purpose. After this done, you take back the stoves to Singer. You get Singer a check. Singer sell the stove as a reduced price. Everybody's happy. Singer happy. People are taken care of in the shelter. You did something good. A simple thing. Simple thing. You have 18. How much shelters you have? These shelters, if the schools does not have kitchen facility that could cater for large quantity of people, go by Singer. Go by whatever courts. Ask them for what is needed. Rent them. And let courts know that at the end of the period, we will return these things. You could sell them at a, you will recover. Or you may even make a profit. But you have to ensure you put things in place so that these people can get good, healthy, fresh food to eat. Because if you're going to give them sour food, what you're going to do, you're going to be putting a burden on the health facility. Because now, people with food poisoning will have to go to the hospital, and medical resources have to be used to take care of them. Right? So in trying to cut back one way, you are putting strain on another part of the budget. Get things done once, get things done right, and everybody will be happy. Right? So this sour food thing, we have to ensure that the food are prepared on time, and you have to follow the protocols as it relates to food preparation. You understand? The storage of food, how how much days you could reuse food and so forth, and the proper preparation in reusing food, because remember, if you overcook a certain amount of things, right, you may have to put it in the freezer, and then we have to find a way to reuse it. That is understandable, but you must follow the procedure in reuse. You have to follow it, otherwise you're going to get people sick, you're going to poison people, you're going to cause a little discomfort in people, especially those people who are far away from the home, who are far away from the comforts and the amenities that they are accustomed to. We can't afford to have this happening in St. Vincent and Grenadines. People, my name is Alan Palmer, St. Vincent and Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the Diaspora Machismo, and thanking all of you for coming by, stopping by, and listening to me, for contributing in whatever way you have, by sharing this video, by leaving your comments and have me read them, and have me expound on some of these things. Rose Palace. He took away who opposed him land. Now he's taking away their foodstuff. Soon he go want to take away their virgin daughter. My God, you are right. You are right. You are right. He taking it. He don't start to take it away already. He don't start to take away their virgin daughter already. Too much of them he don't take away. You understand? Deborah Byam. Ralph wants people to be in extreme poverty. You're right. Jerry Jackson, what's up, Jerry? How is everything? You're late, man. I'm just about to be signing off. They want to give the people breakfast at 10:30 and lunch at 4. That's a little steep, because you have to remember, even though people are in shelter, you have to give them breakfast and lunch at an early time, because it doesn't mean that they don't have things to do. It doesn't mean that they won't want to try and go downtown or go somewhere to find a job to keep them in the meanwhile. You understand? So they have to do something better than that. And that is why proper management of the shelter is important. Volunteer, remember, the volunteer are not employees, right? But if people are going to volunteer, they must volunteer from the heart, and they must go early, and they must put these volunteers in shift. They have morning cooks, lunch cooks, and night cooks. If you're doing 2 meals, divide them properly so that people could come in on time. Ensure that they prepare the food on time. Not only does they prepare the food on time, people will be eating on time and will get to go about and do what they have to do. You understand? My people, St. Vincent and Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the Diaspora Machismo. I am taking my exit. I will talk to you all soon.